morning, students, staff, and guests. Welcome to the 2020 Remembrance Day Assembly. As we gather today, we acknowledge that we live, work, and play on the unceded territory of the Sunemu, Sinaas, and the Sinanas people. Would you please stand for the playing of O Canada? We are here at the Canadian War Memorial in Ottawa.
Remembrance Day is Memorial Day observed by Canadians and other members of the Commonwealth since the end of the First World War in order to remember all those who fought and died in the line of duty to keep us free. Every year on November 11th, Canadians pause in a moment of silence to honor and remember more than 2 million Canadians who have served and continue to serve Canada during times of war, conflict, and peace. If we do not remember, their sacrifice is meaningless.
The 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month is the anniversary of the 1918 signing of an armistice between the Allies and Germany to stop all fighting on the front lines of France.
Allies means a group of countries coming together. The main allies in World War I were France, the British Empire, including Canada and Australia, Russia, and the United States.
Armistice means a truce, an agreement to stop the active war between two parties in battle. When this armistice agreement was signed, the First World War, also known as the Great War, was over. It lasted for 4 long years, and millions of soldiers had died.
We are here in Belgium at the site that inspired the poem In Flanders Fields, written by Canadian medical officer John McCrae on May 3, 1915. He was treating wounded soldiers during World War I. In this area of southern Belgium and northern France, the battlefield where the fighting took place was called Flanders Field. A very close friend of his, Alexis Helmer, was killed during this battle, and he was inspired to write the poem shortly after he buried his friend.
Officer McCrae noticed that bright red poppies were still growing on the battlefield, and amongst the white crosses where they had buried the soldiers who were killed. The poem describes bravery, loss, and the promise of future victory. His poem has become the most well-known war poem ever written, and is read at countless War Memorial Day ceremonies around the world.
In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row. They'll mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing goodbye.
Scars heard amid the gun glow. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt on, sunset glow. Loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields.
Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from falling hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, the poppies grow in Flanders Field.
Why we wear a poppy. In 1918, after World War I, upon reading his poem in a magazine, an American woman named Moyna Michael got the idea of wearing a red poppy as a symbol of remembrance for men who served in war. Soon, other countries such as Canada and Australia got the idea to accept the poppy as a symbol of remembrance every year.
The poppy can be worn respectfully over the left side of the heart. It can be worn during the remembrance period, approximately 2 weeks before November 11th.
The day I shipped out, they numbered a dozen. Upon my return, were 100 or so. From the coast and from the prairies, I bet they keep coming. Add one more name, from Ontario. Carry me home, down the highway of heroes. People above with their flags flying low. Carry me softly down the highway of heroes. True patriot love, there was never more. I served with distinction, no visions of glory. I served without questions or personal gain. Seek no justification, it's not part of my story, and it offers no comfort to the ones who remain. So carry me home, down the highway of heroes. People above with their flags flying low. Carry me softly down the highway of heroes. True patriot love, there's never more. Took up my vocation, I was called by my nation. Without hesitation, my answer I gave. Now I'm not wondering the things that I might have been. I'm no consolation to the forgotten brave. So carry me home, down the highway of heroes. People above with their flags flying low. carry me softly down the highway of heroes. True patriot love, there's never more. Carry me home down the highway of heroes. People I love with their heads hung low. Carry me softly down the highway of heroes. True patriot love, there's never more. There's never more. There's never more. There's never more.
We are here in front of the Indigenous War Memorial in Ottawa to pay tribute to the contribution of our Indigenous veterans. Though the actual number of Indigenous soldiers in the wars is unknown, it is estimated that there are more than 12,000 Indigenous soldiers, including First Nations, Métis, and First Inuit men and women. Even though it wasn't mandatory for Indigenous to enlist in the war efforts, they volunteered their services in incredible numbers.
At this time in Canadian history, Indigenous people were not even recognized as Canadian citizens and did not have the right to vote. Children were forced to attend residential schools, and the practicing of Indigenous culture was illegal. Despite this, many reserves were emptied of nearly all their young men, and about 1/3 of First Nations people in Canada aged 18 to 45 enlisted during the war to stand alongside other Canadians and soldiers of allied nations.
We are here at the British Columbia Legislature Cenotaph in Victoria, where wreaths will be laid on Remembrance Day. A wreath is an arrangement of twigs, leaves, or flowers from plants or trees, and it is fastened in the shape of a circle or ring. The ring shape suggests something that is everlasting, eternal, or something that does not end.
Some wreaths are made from evergreen tree branches. Evergreen trees continue to survive even during the toughest of winters. So a wreath made from these branches suggests strength and victory.
Poppy flowers, another symbol of remembrance, are placed on the wreath as a way of remembering and demonstrating respect for people who fought and died during times of war. When a wreath is presented at a Memorial Day service, it is showing a sign of respect towards the soldiers who lost their lives fighting.
We will now do the laying of the wreaths.
Division 1, Miss Noseguard.
Division 2, Miss Runas.
Division 3, Miss Pickerel.
Division 4, Miss Thompson.
Division 5, Miss Walsh.
Division 6, Miss Allman.
Division 7, Miss Hooper.
Division 8, Miss Baldwin.
Division 9, Miss Burnham.
Division 10, Miss Riley.
Division 11, Miss Dimpter.
Division 12, Miss Rosenow.
Division 13, Mr. Rosenow.
Division 14, Miss East.
Division 15, Miss Needham and Miss Evans.
Division 16, Mr. Hooper.
Division 17, Mr. Nixon.
Division 18, Miss Heppels.
Division 19, Miss Adelberg.
We're here at the Canadian Vimy Ridge War Memorial in France. This was the site of Canada's greatest battle during World War I, where over 10,000 Canadian soldiers were wounded or killed. The last post was played on the trumpet in Worcester as a signal to the soldiers. Its origins date back to the 1790s, when the call would be sounded at the end of the day in camp when inspections had been carried out.
This tradition continues. Every year, we gather together and remember those who fought and died for the country. The music that was once used to signify the end of a soldier's day so long ago is now heard as a reminder of so many who died while fighting for their country. When the last post is played, we listen respectfully and thoughtfully and think about how long ago and even today, people died so that we may live freely.
Please stand for the playing of the last post in a moment of silence.
This is Amazing Grace by John Newton.
For the fallen, they shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.